Welcome to another episode of the Driftr podcast with your co-hosts Brian Fontenot,
Brandon Boone,
and Kiera Sandoval.
Snack Attack.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, just another Tuesday afternoon. How's it for you guys over there?
Good. 7 days feels like a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day?
Long day.
Okay.
It's been a long
I had
week.
a long weekend, so I'm going to go with long day.
The shake back.
Yes, definitely the shake back.
PYT. And I had a good weekend, too. Dallas and going to the Entrepreneurs Dinner was really good. Shout out to Robert Collier and everything he's doing with his organization. Definitely met some great people. Definitely met some people that love to travel, who are interested in travel, and who I hope are tuning into the podcast today.
Hey.
So, good vibes, and we're going to teach some people a couple new things about how you can get across the seas and to everywhere else you want to go for as low as possible.
So what are we talking about today, Brian?
Today, the question of the day. Today's question of the day is... Wish we had a drum roll, that'd be cool. What is your fondest travel memory?
Ooh.
No tough questions.
That's a very good question.
Right?
I've been trying to think about this all week, and I still just don't have one memory.
Do you travel, bro?
Okay, give us top three.
Top three?
Yes.
Top three. Okay, meeting DMX in Miami. That was pretty dope.
Bro, that was
dope.
That was so funny, though.
He real cool too. Shout out to DMX, man.
That was really cool, though.
The Rough Rider tour coming. That was cool. Seattle was cool. Shout out Nick.
Yeah. Shout out Nick. I don't know how I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Cuba was pretty dope. Just the whole experience. God's trip was pretty cool. So
Lituation.
just that whole memory was good. I can't really say too much on air.
Brad, like no secrets, please.
But it was
you gotta treat
good.
Cuba like Vegas.
Yeah.
What happened in Cuba stayed in that bottle of rum.
Oh, okay. Was it a bottle or was it a box of rum?
Yeah. So, Kiera, what was your favorite travel memory?
So my favorite travel memory is I'm in Paris at the Notre Dame, and it's nighttime, and it's kind of like cool but not cold. And I turn around, and I see the Eiffel Tower, and it looks so close. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk to the Eiffel Tower right now. Man, I start walking to the Eiffel Tower. And it's like never ending. I'm just like walking and walking and walking. And this is getting darker and darker and darker. And it's like not the best thing for a single female to be walking around that part on the other side of the river, to the Eiffel Tower. And I finally get there. I don't know. It has to be like at least an hour or something later, because I had like a lot of clothes on and boots, and it was just kind of cold, and I just wasn't walking fast. I finally get there, and it was just like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I remember like looking up all the way at the top and just staring at it, and I was just like so tired and hungry and thirsty. I just got like butterflies, and I felt like I was about to pass out right there. But that was my best fondest travel memory.
Hey.
Going to
Lady.
That's it, guys.
Brian.
Ooh, y'all make this tough.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna have to give like my top 5.
I know.
Top
Right.
five.
In my
Thailand.
top 5.
Thailand.
Cause I spit that hot fire. Top 5. Chile, Santiago, Chile, and going on a wine tasting and coming up with 6 bottles of wine in one tasting to be bought. Hands down, had some of the best wines. The food was good. The people were vibrant. The music was great. The scenery was amazing. Like, I still cherish the bottles of wines I got from Chile. Definitely Santorini, Greece. I just love Greece. I gotta go back. Like, period. It's a beautiful place. Nice wine, nice views. Let's see. Barcelona, hands down. Food, culture, the water, the people, the vibrancy. Loved it. Miami. I love Miami. That's my tranquil place. So a lot of people are like, it's crazy. It gets crazy wild right now. I'm like, shoot, get me a boat, maybe a cigar, and give me some time to think. Right, I just clear up. Man, I love being on the beach. I just love water. That's why I like Barcelona.
Heck yeah.
And then my last one for my top 5 definitely has to be Paris and London. My last name's French, so I always felt like when I was in Paris, I was at home because people could pronounce my last name, but I feel like they understood like my bouginess and the way I carry myself. I was like, yo, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is why I like New Orleans. It's like, this is why I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Paris, and then definitely London because I want to live in London. Like have a flat in London and be like between the UK and the US. Like that's my ideal lifestyle. So
Dope.
definitely my top 5 with a +1 because I include UK and Paris as one place. But yeah. Top five.
Top five. Well, I think I might have one more. And Anguilla, the beaches there are the best thing I've ever seen. The water is blue, the sand is white. The people are really, really nice. And, the locals, they're not trying to harass you like in Bahamas. They're not trying to, like, braid your hair or sell you stuff or get you high or anything like that. They just kind of leave you alone. Like, you want a chair for $5? Okay, here you go. You want a coconut? No. Okay, so check me later. Here's some Wi-Fi if you need it. But Anguilla is, like, one of the nicest islands I've ever been to, just because of the beaches and the people, and the food is so good. Everything is brought in fresh because it's on a little island, and I just feel so restored when I get back. So I highly recommend when you get married or when you go to anniversary trip, go to Anguilla. Yes,
Anguilla
next to St. Martin. You fly to St. Martin, you take a 30-minute ferry ride to Anguilla.
Gotcha.
Yes.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Now I have all these memories that's coming up. Like, we need a whole podcast dedicated to memories.
Definitely.
Just a whole episode.
I think we should.
That's what Big Sean
I think we
says.
should. We can have people call.
Yeah,
have other people call in and give us their experiences.
Live chat.
Okay.
Fancy.
Well, I hope that y'all have some good travel memories for everybody that's listening out there and have some places that you can share to people to go. And make sure to tell your stories because you never know who you impact through the way that you travel.
Definitely.
All right. So now that we've given back some TBT and some Flashback Friday pitch ideas, we're going to get into the next part of the show, a favorite section, where we're going to cover cards and points. With Brandon and I helping to make sure that you're able to take advantage of all the credit cards that you have, turn your points into free trips and free hotel rooms, but most importantly, we just want you to travel without having to pay.
Right.
For today's section of the episode, Brandon and I are going to hit it off about, do you use points for hotels or do you use points for flights?
Ooh,
go ahead.
Interesting.
Let's get it, Brandon.
Man, so personally, I use most of my points for flights. Every now and then I dip and dab in hotels, but that's just because I really don't stay in hotels too much. Like we discussed last week, I'm an Airbnb guy. So, I mean, you can use points for Airbnb, but it's not really the best value for it. But I like transferring my points for flights, man. I love Southwest. Most of my points go to Southwest and through Chase. I mean, I just believe that you get more value from flights, but I mean, I know people are big on hotels. I know Brian's a big Star Wars fan. He used a lot of points for that, and he be making me want to get in that territory. But maybe next year, I might start using more points for hotels. But Brian, what you think? What's your preference?
Man, so it's a tough one. So when people talk about the cost of travel, I always kind of break it down into a couple pieces, and that's how I kind of look at everything. So the first part of your cost is definitely that you might have like an expensive flight, but when the flights are really cheap, then the next biggest cost you might have is actually whatever your hotel is. And so I kind of use most of my points for flights, surprisingly more than I use for hotels. But it all depends on how you value your currency, really. For you to figure out which one that you want to use for what. So I get points through Starwood, staying mostly through Starwood hotels, and the currency can transfer to over about, I think, 20 plus airline partners. And so that's part of what I like to keep as like a reserve currency. I don't really use my Starwood points. I try to pay for hotels for Starwoods if possible, partially because I also have some discount codes because I've been in certain groups that allow for me to have discounted rates. And so that's afforded me to be able to travel a little cheaper and have a couple of other benefits. Not to mention I'm platinum status too with Starwood, which comes with all kinds of other benefits such as 4 p.m. late checkout. You get a welcome gift upon arrival. You can get upgraded to the largest room they have possible at entry, and just some other things that I value very much, and also get more points for my dollar. So I try to keep that as a reserve in case I really, really need to. Like the time I went to Panama City, Panama, not Florida, and didn't realize I was going out the country, and my silly self that I was going to Florida, and I had no money, I ain't have no service, and I was like, oh great, I booked a hotel for Panama City, Florida, not Panama City, Panama, because I really wasn't paying to my trip, and I was able to quickly find an Aloft room for only 4,000 points that night.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so that's a steal deal considering most nights, most category properties, and the way they rank the points that you have to use per property is based upon what's called categories, and it ranks from 1 to 7. So I was able to get usually what's probably a higher category for a lower category, and then lower price. So that's the only time I use it, or if I need to top off an account. So let's say, for instance, I got 8,000 points, and I need 85 to get to a certain place. Well, I might transfer that 5,000 points from my Starwood account if I can't get it from anywhere else. So it's my reserve currency. So treat it like my rainy day savings in a sense. The other, I like to get it on flights though, because usually with the flights I can get better value. Then I sometimes think of the hotel. So if a hotel room is $100 and $200 a night, I spend 2,000 points. That's a good ratio as far as points to miles. But sometimes with the flights, I feel like I get more out of it because I don't have to spend so many points. $10,000, $10,000 and $20,000 a night on points adds up real quickly, and it takes so much to accumulate the points where I feel like I accumulate miles a little bit easier through my American Express cards and my collection of American Express. And then transferring into certain hotels is just an atrocity. Certain hotel that you want to transfer to, like for instance, Starwood, from my American Express, the conversion rate is 1 American Express point equals 0.3 Starwood points. So obtaining the Starwood points or hotel points in certain cases, the currencies are not as good. So that's why I end up using it mostly for American Express for flights. Not to mention, I use American Express a lot, or even if you use Chase, they give you certain discounted rates on flights when you book through their portals. And that helps you to maximize more value out of the points that you have. And so when you do that, it really stretches your mile. And then if you get status with those airlines, then you can also upgrade yourself to higher seats. So I just started figuring out what that meant to actually have status on an airline, because I did status matching thanks to the weird thing of I had platinum status on Starwood, which matched to platinum status in Marriott. And when you're platinum status in Marriott, it gives you gold status in United. So then I call up Delta and say, hey, can you match my gold status in United? So now I got silver status on Delta. And because of that, I started getting upgraded first class flights.
Oh, nice.
Like, yo, hold up.
So you think when it comes to hotels, you think it's better to stay loyal to like a certain hotel brand when it's come to points, or?
Man, so that's always a good question that some people I've seen asked in the chat, but also in other places. I wasn't a loyal hotel person until maybe the end of last year or middle of last year when we went to Miami. And the reason why I only started then was because I had a friend who told me about this challenge they have. You can become platinum status by staying 18 nights within 3 months. And so that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to start trying to chase like this hotel status. And that was the only reason why I did that. And that's when I started actually started staying at Starwood properties. Okay. And then I started seeing the benefits of it. And then with the American Express card, it also allows for you to get automatic gold status with Starwood and automatic gold status with Hilton. So that was another thing that kind of got me into looking at staying with one hotel chain, because I started seeing the benefits like late checkout. And then I had a code. I have discount codes, and my discount codes allows me not to have to prepay for a hotel. I don't pay until the day of. So that allows for me to have flexibility. I can cancel my reservation up to 24 hours, up to about usually 48 hours in advance.
See, it seems like you see your benefits more when you stay at hotels as regards to flight statuses.
Yeah.
It's like with flight status, like, okay, you don't really see it except like a free check bag or something.
Yeah, I mean, those do add up. So you got those costs do add up too, though. So
That
you
is
gotta think
true.
about that.
I did use that for Delta when I had my Amex card.
Yeah, you know me, I don't know understand the concept of packing light. So like that's just something people like. Why you have so many bags? I'm like, because I gotta have different outfits to say fly.
So we know what your answer going to be for the open discussion today.
But you know, at the same time though,
Brian the diva.
Right.
hey, look, I just have to have clothes, man. I grew up as a Boy Scout, and under a mom that said, "Be prepared for anything." There could be a torrential thunderstorm. There could be hail. There could be a tornado outside. But guess what? I'm gonna have clothes for everything.
Is that right? That's what it is?
That's what it is. I carry the same 2 bags of luggage though. It's the same 2 bags, and usually on an international flight, one of them is like half empty because I just put stuff that I want to carry back in there. And then on domestic flights, it only has just like 2 pairs of shoes. And I don't even know why I carry it, but it's probably because I already carry a carry-on. I'm just like, why bring anything else? So, yeah, I don't know.
So,
So,
Kiera,
I have a question. I'm sorry.
oh, that's all right.
So do you, Brian or Brandon, what hotel cards do you have, if you have any?
I don't have any co-branded hotel cards.
Okay.
I just have my Amex, which partners with Marriott, Starwood, and Hilton. So I used my hotel points for Hilton a few times. That came in handy, but I don't have any co-branded, just strictly hotel cards.
Gotcha.
But I do have the Southwest Premier and Plus.
Because I was thinking about getting the Starwood preferred card. I guess earlier this year when they had the high, the $30,000 bonus or whatever.
Right.
But then I still had to meet my Sapphire Reserve, and I was like, I don't want to push it, and I don't want to have to be like running out here trying to manufacture a spend, and I have too many things going on. So I don't have any hotel branded cards right now, co-branded cards.
I have the Starwood,
The Starwood.
and
Okay.
that ended up. That was a recent purchase though. I didn't get it. I mean, a recent application. I just did it last year because it just made more sense for me. So I'm staying with Starwood to maximize points. So I get like 5x points on my Starwood stays, get 1x and everything else. I get 2x on Marriott, and then also get more points for Starwood when I do Uber on a trip and I stay with Starwood. I get 3x Starwood points.
Mm-hmm.
So like I accumulate a lot of Starwood points in so many different ways.
Y'all have any flight co-branded cards? Any airlines?
No,
No?
I don't. I chose American Express and Chase because I like transferring in,
The diversity, yeah.
and they also get cheaper. So like a lot of times when I'm comparing a flight on American Express or I'm comparing a flight like Delta on their actual website, if I transfer the points in, usually I can get it cheaper through my portal for the credit card.
Okay. The only reason I have the Southwest cards is because of the companion pass. And that was super clutch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Are you using that to go to Cancun?
Yep, I use I've been using the Southwest companion pass like faithfully. That's why we pick a Mexico location because of that.
Gotcha. No, I don't have any co-branded cards. Delta keeps sending me an Amex offer. So I think I have one for $70,000 on my counter. So I was thinking about doing that next. Because when we try to go to Haiti next year, I can use those points to go on Air France and then use the remaining points to go somewhere else. So I think I might do that.
Nice. I had the
Yeah.
Delta car. I canceled it, but I still have my points though. So I have like
Right.
50,000 points just sitting there
Gotcha.
waiting
And
to be
the-
used.
The introductory fee is free the first year. So I was like, maybe I should just do it and take the points. So I think I'm going to do that.
That statement
So.
credit was good too.
Man.
Oh, yeah? Statement credit? Let me look.
And then they also give you the free bag too. And you
Yeah.
don't even have to use the card. You can.
I'm
as long as you have the card.
team carry on, sir. I don't check bags.
Uh-oh.
Precursor.
I didn't
Precursor.
curse.
Should we go straight to the open
So
discussion?
I know, right? I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm never gonna ask you about a movie because you're just gonna tell me the whole plot before I even get there.
I'm sorry.
And so when Kenny died, you're like, oh, Kara.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
for those out there, a lot of things that they don't know is when you get the credit cards, the co-branded airline cards, and if they have free bags, you don't have to pay with that card to still get the free bag benefit on certain airlines. I know Delta does that. I think American Express you do. I mean, I'm sorry, American Airlines you do because it's just American.
Wait,
I
so
wouldn't
how
be
does it
surprised.
work if you have the Amex, the Delta Amex?
They just
You
know
said-
in the system that you have a Delta branded co-branded card, and so when you go to get your bags, it automatically shows up as free even if you don't pay with that payment option.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, Delta's been good to me. I don't have any issues with Delta.
I like
So-
my Sky Pesos.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take them to Cartagena in August, so I think they'll be okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get. If I get the card, I'll let you guys know. But I think I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Right, might as
Do
well.
it.
Yeah,
Those
no, yeah, because I
points.
can use those points to go to Haiti, and like I said, I'll still have like I don't know 30,000 points to do something else with it. So yes, and if the fee is free the first year, then I'm definitely trying to take those points.
Yeah, definitely recommend looking at the card at least and getting that card because there's so many other benefits that just come with it too. But I definitely think the co-branded hotel cards, usually the currency, it just depends. Because like if you get Hilton and Marriott, the points don't really transfer for much. But if you get
Right.
like certain airline cards, at least you get more benefit. And sometimes they transfer to hotels and all that kind of stuff too.
Right. And I'm more like Brandon. I'm more of an Airbnb girl, so I don't really stay in hotels outside of the country. So it's just like that's why I've never really jumped on the hotel branded cards.
Yeah. I like keeping diversification for my points.
Yeah.
So like with American Express, I can transfer points to Airbnb. I can also redeem points for Amazon. I can redeem points for car rentals. I can redeem points for flights and such like that. So I kind of always stayed away from co-branded cards, except for the case of Starwood because the points are worth so much. So
Mm-hmm.
if the points weren't worth all that, then I wouldn't have hopped on it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yep. So I'm down for definitely points for flights, pay for hotels.
There you have it. Get those points.
Get those points, y'all. All right. So now we've settled the debate. Get your points for your flights, get your points for your hotels, but how you redeem them is going to be all part of your personal strategy. So now we get to the next part of our show where every week we decide to go somewhere new. We're going to take a trip around the world and land you into hopefully a different country and a different place that you'll hopefully love and decide to go to. So today, Kira, take us to Hong Kong.
Okay, so we are going to Hong Kong, and if you're like me, I had to really look it up because I was like, wait, is Hong Kong its own country or is it part of another country? I know I had a blind moment, sorry. So yes, Hong Kong is part of China and it's on the southern coast of China. So if you're looking to go to Hong Kong, you actually have a lot of different options as far as airliners that go out there. All the U.S. major airlines go out there, United, American, Delta. But you can also, if you're using the point game, you can also use some other partners like ANA, Air Japan, Emirates, Cathay Pacific, Air Canada, Korean Air. They all go out there as well. So you don't have to feel stuck using the U.S. airliners. So let's see here. So once you get there, just so you know, you do not need a visa if you're going to stay 90 days or less in Hong Kong. So you don't have to worry about that unless you're going to stay for an extended amount of time. The money there, $1 US is equal to 7.8 Hong Kong dollars. Their currency is the Hong Kong dollar. So you want to make sure you have some of their currency when you go out there. But from what I understand, they're a pretty credit card friendly country. Is that correct, Brian?
Yep.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
take your credit cards out there, but I always suggest taking cash. If you're looking for some things to do while you're out there, I found a couple different options for you. So if you're looking for some like main touristy type things to do, they have a couple great options for you. They have very, very, very tall and a lot of different tall skyscrapers. And one of the biggest skyscrapers they have and the most famous is called the Peak. So you can go check that out. They also have a Hong Kong Disneyland. I didn't know that. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you can check out Hong Kong Disneyland. And there's also the Temple Street Night Market. So you can hang out at the night market and grab some items there. And then also, if you're looking to take like a late evening stroll and maybe have dinner or catch the scenery, you can go on the Sim Sha Suite Promenade. I don't know if you went out there, Brian. Did you go out there? Nope.
I didn't get to that. Time.
If you're looking for more of like cultural things to do, slightly religious things to do, they have lots of options for you as well. You can go to the Che Kong Temple, where a lot of local worshipers attend. Also, you can go to the Sik Yong Wang Tai Sin Temple, which is also a very popular place for worship. And at that temple, they also there are three types of worshiping that goes on there for three different religions: Buddhism, Taoism, and I didn't know there was something called Confucianism. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that at all. Now I know. And one other place that I found was the Po Lin Monastery, which is on the Lantau Island.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've seen that picture before, but that's the monastery where it has the big Buddha there. And that monastery draws lots of people from all different areas of the world. And a lot of people go there just to make a pilgrimage, just to see the big Buddha in the monastery. So if you're looking for something to do off the beaten path in Hong Kong, there are a couple different walking tours that you can do. You can do a tasting of Hong Kong and taste all the different cuisines there. You can do a time traveler walking tour where you can see all the different types of buildings and how things have changed in Hong Kong over time. There's also what's called a highlights trip, which is basically gives you a mixture of all the other walking tours: the tasting tour, the time travel tour. There's also a crazy for art walking tour. So they'll take you through all the different museums and art galleries and places that holds other different types of art there in Hong Kong. And then there's also what's called, which I thought was very unique, the treasure hunt tour. So you'll basically do a walking tour where you get a treasure hunt, a list of things that you need to find. So, and then you'll just have to find out everything on that list. So I think that'd be pretty interesting if you're just looking for something for new ideas or things to find out about Hong Kong. That might be something I might want to do. Man. Some other things that you might want to do, just so you know, as far as your housing goes or where you stay, the Kowloon Long district is, I guess, the popular district in Hong Kong where most of the locals stay. It's also a very safe place to stay. Yep. Also, just so you know how to get around, the train system is very efficient there in Hong Kong, so you don't have to worry about trying to catch an Uber or walking everywhere. You guys can just catch a train. And then from what I understand, thanks to Brian, the locals are very, very nice. And also it should be a very safe place for solo women travelers to go as well.
Yeah, definitely was a place that I felt safe and everybody felt safe, and that, it was just a good time. Like, the people were very nice and very nice people. But you'd be surprised how much British influence the country actually had in its development, and especially like doing like the tours and things to actually understand like the culture of the country. It was really like two sides of a country within one country, which I thought was very interesting. I thought, since it's being so close to China, that there was going to be a strong Chinese influence, but it was actually really a lot of cultivated and colonized by the Britons. So interesting things you never know unless you go. And then it was very beautiful on top of that. Can't understate that enough. Like, it was one of those hidden gems. Like, when I first thought I'm going to Hong Kong, I was like, I'm going to Hong Kong. Like, what am I going to do there? And then after getting to go to Hong Kong, I was like, wow, I would have never known how beautiful and how much stuff there is to do here unless I had actually gotten on this plane and came. So.
Now, I got to ask, how was the food?
The question
yes,
that
you
we
have to
asked.
let us know.
It wasn't that salty.
You need a Salt Bay with you, man.
Man, look, Salt Bay couldn't save that. I tried some new things out there, but I probably came back 15 pounds lighter. Probably because of all the walking, and I went also during May, when it was very like humid. So I think that was part of the reason why. I'll never forget like walking outside, sweating after I just took a shower, coming back to the hotel room, take my shirt off because I was sweating so bad, and then want to put in a new shirt and go take a hold in the shower. So in one day, I probably took maybe 4 showers.
Dang.
Because I was just tired of sweating. Sweating is a way of
4
life.
showers? Oh, I'm not going back outside, but I'm taking 4 showers.
Like you take a shower in the morning, then you come back, you take another shower, then you might go out for a little bit and come back. You're like, all right, you need to take another shower because I stink. Like it was the sweatiest I'd ever been in my life.
So Hong Kong or Cuba food? Cuba? Dang.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure I bring some seasoning when I go to Hong Kong.
Well, you know what? You know, Kiera, tell us what Beyonce says. Got hot sauce in your bag.
Oh, no.
All right, y'all. So thanks, Kiera, for taking us on the trip to Hong Kong. Hope that you get to visit soon, but just not too soon because it's still the summer, so it's going to be hot over there. So now we get into our open discussion. The open discussion is a different topic that we cover once a week that's influenced mostly by things that are happening in the travel community, but also some of the things that you have questions about that we just need to discuss over the podcast. And so for today, our open discussion is going to be focused on something that's sometimes near and dear to my heart. And it's the fact of, do you do carry-ons or do you do check bags? And I know y'all have some feeling about this because I definitely do. Like, my life is dependent upon it. Brandon knows because he traveled with me. So.
Man, I'll try to do carry-on if I can. It depends how long the trip is, too. If it's like a weekend trip, I'm definitely doing carry-on.
Team carry-on.
But, I mean, I need my check bags as well. Like, if it's more than, like, the weekend, I need a check bag. Especially with Southwest. So I'm getting my 2 bags off top because it's free.
2 bags, 2 chains.
You're gonna need more than 2 bags when you go to Cancun, aren't you?
Who? Oh, yeah, I'm taking like 4.
Why you do so many bags?
But I'm sending 2 back, though. So I'm not taking like all 4 bags to the honeymoon. Just for the wedding. Gotcha. Because we got a lot of stuff like the welcome bags and gifts and all that type stuff.
Man, that's 2 shipments instead of 2 bags. Okay. You're carrying 2 bags, but 2 shipments.
Well, I'm definitely team carry-on.
Team carry-on.
I do not. Couple of reasons why. Number one, I always get to the airport really late, so I don't have time to go stand in line at the airport to check in my suitcase. Number two, at the point where I have to start, like when I start packing a lot of clothes, I way overpack, and I just don't want to carry all that stuff around. Ooh. So I just, instead of me overpacking, I just pack what I need, and I like less is more for me. And then I've had too many instances where, you know, my bag is delayed or they can't find it. And then, you know, I don't want to deal with all that. And then the other thing is when I get off the plane, I have things to do. Time is money. I do not have time to go wait for my bag at the carousel. So I'm always team carry-on. The only reason why I would not be team carry-on is if I'm going somewhere like Africa and I want to buy a lot of stuff and bring it back. But I don't even bring an extra bag when I fly out of the U.S. I'll just buy a bag wherever I am. I'll buy a bag wherever I am, buy everything I need, throw it in the bag, and check it when I get back. You know, coming back home. But that's it. I'm always team carry-on. It doesn't matter if I'm going to. When I went to Hawaii for a week, I was team carry-on. I packed all my clothes for a week, and for Hawaii in a carry-on bag. And I bought another bag there just to have like another carry-on when I came back home. So it works for me. And I can buy whatever I want. Like, I buy everything I want and bring it back, and I still don't even check it. I carry it on and bring it back.
Bring it back.
All the time. Yeah. And, like, I do a lot of working out when I'm away. I'll just wear my workout shoes on the plane, and then I'll pack my other shoes in my carry-ons. So, but I know women's shoes aren't as big as men's shoes, so we do have that advantage over you guys.
Y'all shoes also cost $5, so.
Right.
Wow. Dang. But I mean, like right now it's summertime, right? So I'll wear my workout shoes on the plane, and then I'll like pack one pair of sandals and one pair of flip flops, and that's it. And that's not gonna take up a lot of space in my bag. So you'll have to carry your big clunky shoes around. So we do have that advantage over you guys. But I'm always team carry on. I definitely don't have time to lose any bags or check any bags.
That's the truth.
Team carry on.
Yes. So Brian, what about you, hon?
Well, I mean, we probably already just stated it. So let me just go ahead and say it for the record. I do carry bags. I got bags on bags on bags. Okay, not really that many bags. I only carry about 2 bags. It's the same 2 bags too. Actually, it can be combined into one bag. I just haven't bought the one bag that I want, so I can make it all into one. Really, all I put up my clothes in is in a clothes garment, and then I have a second bag that just has shoes. So if I just had a big bag that was a closed garment with a compartment, I would actually carry everything in one bag.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
But you never team carry on? Just a carry on?
Nah.
Weekend?
Nah.
No.
I always had that traveling businessman like type disease. So I always felt like you had to have that one little suitcase that roll in the laptop bag, and like you going somewhere, like you important. Nah, I could be team carry on, but I think it's just because I'm so like on the go. Like I don't like folding up my clothes, so all my clothes come straight from the cleaners, and I just throw them in the garments bag. And so I really don't have to do that much ironing when I get there. So that's why I put all my clothes in a garments bag. And really, most of all that stuff could be folded up and could fit actually in a carry-on. And I'd be actually fine with a carry-on because I don't really carry that much stuff. But I just decided to have 2 bags because now that I got stats with Delta, I usually get the bags covered for free. So I don't really have to worry too much about the extra cost of the bags. So I use my travel credit towards that.
Oh,
So
well, might as well, then.
I kind of spoiled myself a little bit. But I have nothing against being team carry on. I think that it makes sense. I think my life doesn't.
So you must get to the airport early then.
No,
Check
that's
that bag
surprisingly
in.
not. I don't.
Yeah.
See, I get to the
And-
airport only early if there's a lounge that I can go to. If there's not a lounge, then I'm not trying to get there early. Like, people know me. I'm notorious. I'll come up to the airport with 45 minutes before my flight's supposed to leave, roll over there, drop the bags off, roll through TSA pre-check because we told y'all how important that is. Like, pre-check saved my life. I've gotten to the airport with 30 minutes before a flight, checked in my bag, went through TSA pre-check, got on the plane, and everybody made it. Every one of my soldiers.
Travel squad?
Yeah.
Travel
You're not
squad.
doing that in DC, just so you know.
I did it in D.C. Ooh,
Not from DCA. They don't
Change.
play those games.
changed your life. I did it in DCA.
No, they don't. They can't. Because so many times I used to do that. I used to like come like within an hour. They'd be like, nope, too late. You can't
But
check
you-
your bag anymore.
But you're
That's why
not
I'm
me.
team carry on. Because I would just go run straight through TSA pre-check and run straight to the gate. And I'm right there.
But you're not me, though. I got through DCA. I went to the wrong airport.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at it wrong because I flew into one and then it flew out of other. Went to the wrong airport, came back, had 45 minutes to get to my flight after making through that long hour of traffic. Still made it on my flight. Still made it with all my stuff. Still made it on time. The
They
only
check your bag too?
Yep, two check bags. Made it with me. I told you, all my soldiers travel.
Jesus loves you because it'll never get like that for me.
I say my prayers daily.
I know that's right.
The only time that it didn't actually work for me was in New York one time. Totally missed my flight. I got there with 35 minutes, and I got up to the desk with 30 minutes, and they closed it at 30 minutes.
Dang. That's that hurt.
That's the hurt. So I always get to the desk with 32 minutes on the clock, because you need those 2 minutes because the people
Right.
at the desk need to process everything, and if the system's running slow, that's why I have 32.
Well, what do you do if there's a line? Because in
Ain't
DC, it's always a line.
You have status.
Oh,
Airline
gotcha.
status has changed my life. I
Gotcha.
didn't really believe in
Okay.
it before until after realizing. So I don't know how Delta did this for me, and probably shouldn't be saying this over the airwaves, but oh well. So you get I've been getting the first bag check free. So I always only pay for the second bag. Well, the moment I did this status match, every ticket that I bought after that, I got 2 check bags for free. So now I'm not paying for any of my bags.
Interesting.
Right. I don't even know how that worked out. And so that's what's changed me into a check bag person, because I was like, I might carry 1 bag most times. I usually carry 2, but I can fit everything in 1. And now that I can have like 2 check bags, now it's free. I don't have to go to Southwest all the time.
That's pretty clutch.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just like, okay. And I've never had but one instance that the bag didn't arrive on time. And that was my trip to Miami for Memorial Day's weekend.
It was late.
Yeah. Everybody's bag was late. Well, first of all, they didn't tell us the right baggage carousel to go to. And so we didn't know where our flight was, and it said to go to 7, but our stuff was showing up the number on 6, but it really was on 8. And that was the only time I've ever had to wait for bags. Even in Cuba, when we went to Cuba, I had my bags within 5 minutes.
I was just about to say that. I know a lot of people are telling us not to check bags in Cuba, but we all still check bags.
Yeah.
It took us longer, though. We was there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Really?
Hour plus, yeah.
And
When
Cuba's
I
a
went,
long
they
place.
had their bags, and like by the time we got out, they had their bags.
Oh,
It wasn't
lucky.
an issue. But I didn't
Yeah.
check anything. I carried on everything. Definitely in
I-
Cuba, I was like, I'm not carrying on. I mean, I'm not checking anything there.
Like I read some stories, people wait like 2-3 hours for their bags. I don't know why. It's like the plane and the airport is like right there next to each other. It's like 2 minutes to get from the plane.
No, they're far away from each other.
I don't know. Maybe maybe the airport just didn't have enough people to handle it, and then once they, found out everyone was coming, then, I guess maybe once all the airliners decided to come, American Airlines and Southwest and everybody gonna make sure they have enough bag handlers there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had their bags saran wrap too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They do that in all the other countries, especially in Africa. Saran wrap everything.
Why so?
So they won't go in it.
That and to protect the bag, because they just like throw it around like they're like animals.
Damage in the
That and like some of the handlers will cut your bag open and like steal stuff out of your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely in Africa they do that.
Ooh, no.
Yes.
Thanks for letting
So-
me know.
Yeah, when you go to Tanzania, you better be careful.
Right. Better wrap them bags.
People
wrap it
walking
up,
around with a
It's
jerker
expensive
t-shirt on.
though. Right.
Wrap it
You
up.
have to wrap
B.
it yourself.
Wrap
Yeah,
that
you can
gavel
wrap
up,
it
B.
yourself.
Bring it from home. But
Yeah.
yeah, my packing game is getting stronger, so I'm becoming more and more carry on, just to carry on.
Yeah, I just roll everything. I
Yeah.
roll everything. Mhm.
I need to start doing that because I always see them doing that at the places, and I just like always wondered why. But I guess that makes sense.
For space, and it's supposed to keep your clothes from not getting wrinkled, supposedly.
Really?
Yeah, there's like tutorials on YouTube on how to roll your suit, and it doesn't
Yep.
get wrinkled. I watched a couple of them.
Hold up. Send them to me. You might
Right.
change me to team carry on for life. Because that's the only thing I need to make sure. I always carry like a couple suits with me. And I always want to make sure that the suits don't turn wrinkled.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you have to like flip the jacket inside out
Yep.
and then roll it from there.
I send it to you because I've been trying to see how I'm gonna get my wedding suit to Mexico without getting too wrinkled.
Yeah, good
So I
luck
came
with that.
across a few articles.
Good luck.
Right.
They got some irons in Cuba, Mexico. You don't want them messing up. You don't want to use a plancha over there. No, he said.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Brand's like, look, it's gonna come fresh off the press,
Right.
straight out of Austin, Texas, and then when it gets there, guess how fresh that suit gonna be? Super duper fresh.
Brandon gonna
Too
have that
much
suit
sauce.
in his hands. He gonna be like, nope, suit gonna lay right across my lap right here.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'm trying to think the last time I checked a bag besides coming back from Dubai.
7 years ago.
Right, basically. So what happened when we
I
went to
checked in a
Brazil? Brazil, we were like, okay, we're gonna carry everything on. This is why I don't rock with American Airlines.
Uh-oh.
We fly from DC to Miami, and then we get on. No. We get on the flight in DC to go to Miami, and they're like, "Oh, the flight is overbooked. Oh, it's too many. It was full. There's not gonna be enough overhead space. You can't bring your bag on the plane." We're like, "What?" So I'm like, "Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I know they're gonna lose my bag, or we're not gonna get it in time." So I'm sitting there on the floor in front of the gate trying to pull clothes out of my bag. So if they lose my bag, at least I'm not stuck in Brazil. So the guy's yelling at me like, "You need to come on now." So if I grab some clothes, I throw it in my other bag, and he takes my bag and he checks my bag. Lo and behold, just like I said, they lost my bag. We didn't have clothes for like the first 2 days we were there.
Dang.
And yeah, so luckily I pulled stuff out of my bag, and we had to go pay for a taxi to go back to the airport once they got our bags, and we went and got our bags, and like, when it came in. So yeah, so that's why I'm team carry on. I don't have time for people to be losing my stuff. As a female, we got like products that we use and process for our face and stuff like that. You can't lose that stuff. That stuff is expensive. So, and coconut oil and shea butter and all that other stuff. All that stuff comes with me. It's very important.
Did they give you a voucher or
No.
anything? No.
Nope. And I was so done with them when we came back. I just like I didn't even press the issue. I was just like, I just don't have to fly with them anymore. I have plenty of other options. So, and I haven't flown with them since then. So,
Come on now. They need to send you something still. Hope they
they're on my
listening.
they're on my X list. They're nope. But that's all I got.
See the
Brian's
rest of
over
it.
there rethinking his life.
I mean, y'all got me contemplating, like, if I wanted to make it, how could I do that?
Brian, try to do carry on for Cancun and see what happens. All you need is some flip flops and some shoes for the wedding. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, I do. I need a whole bunch of this.
No.
What else do you need for the wedding? You
I
need
need
shoes for the
swimming
wedding,
trunks.
and you wear flip flops. Okay, bring flip flops, right? And then you wear whatever shoes you're gonna wear on the plane. What other shoes do you need? You're in Cancun. What else do you need?
Other shoes. You never know. We might step
For
out.
what?
Might step out. I might
You
need
need
some dress
you need
code. Look,
shoes for every occasion.
look,
You can wear your shoes to the wedding.
For every circumstance, you need a pair of shoes.
Nah.
For every different
look,
situation.
I'm not getting those shoes messed up with the sand.
No.
Look, you're talking to an Eagle Scout, so I was trained to be ready for anything.
I was trained. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Eagle Scout.
Just letting y'all know I fly high. People
No
make fun of
lie.
me. People make fun of me because when I go into like a meeting or something, my backpack has like usually everything they need. It's like, oh, you have an HDMI connection? Yeah, I got that. You have a VGA adapter? Yeah, I got that. You got an iPhone charge cable? Yeah, I got that. I got a pair of speakers too. What? You got a Beats pill? Yeah. I got a router in here. What are you gonna do? Set up an NSA network? Duh. Apple TV? Got it. That's how I treat my packing game. Always got everything. I might go swimming. I might be on a jet, so I might need to look fly. I might just want to be casual with some shorts. I might just want to be casual. I might just need some rugged shoes because I'm going to get my shoes dirty because I'm going to go step in some mud. Well, guess what? Your boy always ready. And guess what? Your boy didn't pay for the bags. So I checked them bags, baby. Check them bags. I've never lost a bag before, but I trust my credit card to take care of that.
I hope so. I never had any issues either yet. Knock on wood.
Knock on some wood grain. Whole bunch of it. Can I just like
Cherry
knock for
wood.
days? Yeah, anything.
Interesting. All right. Well, let me get some status and I'll see what happens. I doubt it though.
Status changes things. I believe it.
I believe you. Like I said, I just don't get to the airport in time. And I just don't want to wait after I get off the plane. When I get off the plane, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be waiting at nobody's carousel.
Kara says she got places to go, people to
And
see,
people to
things
see.
do.
Things to do and money to spend.
Go do it. Go make it happen. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Driftr Podcast. We hope that we gave you some inspiration for your TBT pictures, and make sure you tell people about the places that you want to go. We talked about points for flights or points for hotels, and hopefully your personal strategy help dictates which one that you utilize the most. I know for me, I'm going to use my points for flights. And Kira took us to the lovely place of Hong Kong, and so we hope that you'll get the chance to check it out. Just never during the summer months. I'll tell you that from personal experience. And lastly, Team Carry On may have won this battle, but Team Check Bags is going to come back soon. This has been another episode of the Driftr Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Leave us some reviews on the iTunes and other podcast directories. Also, if you haven't already, join us in our Slack channel. Our Slack group is called Driftr Travels. You can go to signup.driftertravels.com and join the community. Ask questions. Get to know us. Get to ask all those burning things that were on your mind that you never got somebody to ask about different things about travel that you want to know. We definitely want to help you to be able to reach all your travel goals. We want you to be able to take pictures and stunt for the gram. And definitely want them Snapchat stories to be lit. So make sure to join us. It's been another episode. Been fun having y'all listen to us. This is your co-hosts, Brian Fontenot,
Brandon Boone,
and Kiera Sandoval.
Snack Attack Snacks again. See y'all next week.
Y'all have a good week. Thank you.
See y'all.